I would like to thank them for their support. It's not ultimately, how we wanted to end the season, but I think, this team represents what Philly's about. People counted us out, and we were able to continue to fight and give us an opportunity to enter the playoffs and then win the first round. And, we had an opportunity to win this game, and this team never stopped fighting. Much like the city of Philadelphia, that's just sort of, living in the city, that's just who the people are. But ultimately, I just want to say how grateful I am for everything they've done, every moment in the link, and, just continue to support the Eagles. And there's a bright future here with this team and everyone there.
Lil Brunson back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. It's not even that I dread this video. I knew the day would come where you had to make a video like this. He's gone. He's really gonna be in another uniform, and we should have expected this because we got talent at the quarterback position. Let's talk about Nick Foles for a second, because this probably be the last video where I have to, well, you know what? This can't never be the last video where you can never get away from talking about Nick Foles. You can't do it. We still talk about Jaworski. We still talk about McNabb. We still talk about when Vic played for us. We still talked about, even Doug Peterson when he was the quarterback. We talked about so many of our quarterbacks in the past who were unable to get it done. Nick Foles will always be talked about. Nick Foles will always be a Philadelphia Eagle. You talking about one of the oldest franchises in sports. Get it done on the back, finally, after like 50-something years, get it done on the back of a backup quarterback. You talking about legacy, a legacy that is cemented forever by Nick Foles. You talking about a guy who has a Hall of Fame resume, well, not a Hall of Fame resume, who has Hall of Fame credentials on his resume. For people saying that Nick Foles is just a Philadelphia legend, you are absolutely mistaken. You're absolutely mistaken. Rocky got a statue in Philadelphia. He wasn't even a real boxer. Nick Foles got a statue in Philadelphia. Nick Foles' name will live on. Nick Foles will always be remembered as a Super Bowl MVP. What's the criteria for a legend? Why do we keep pushing that up and pushing that back? Why do we keep changing the criteria for a legend? Why do we keep doing that to ourselves? Does one Super Bowl make you legendary? No, it doesn't. But Nick Foles holds quite a few records. 7 touchdowns in the game, 25 straight completions. He only shares 25 straight completions with a man who doesn't even have a Super Bowl, and Phillip Rivers, yet he gets more respect than Nick Foles. Phillip Rivers never played in a conference game. He hasn't. And yet he gets more respect than Nick Foles. Phillip Rivers never went to a Super Bowl. And yet he get more respect than Nick Foles. But I'll tell you some things that Nick Foles and a Phillip Rivers type quarterback have in common. Pro Bowl selections. They got Pro Bowl selections. Yeah, Pro Bowl selections. Nick Foles got one of those. Records, 2 of those, Nick Foles got one of those. Super Bowl appearance, Nick Foles got one of those. Phillip Rivers don't got that. Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles. Listen, we know what Nick Foles has done. There's certain criteria that get checked off before a quarterback cements himself into a position of being never forgotten. 7 touchdowns, that record will be broken. 25 straight completions, that record will be broken. A lot of these things will be broken. A lot of these things do come to an end. But you know what you can't take away from Nick Foles is that he's the first quarterback in the history of one of the most storied franchises, one of the oldest franchises. I'm talking about where Concrete Chuck came through. I'm talking about Carmichael. I'm talking about Tommy McDonald. I'm talking about Jaworski, Donovan McNabb. He's the first one to get it done out of a lot of these names that we still talk about. Now that we know that Nick Foles is gone, and now that we know that the keys now belong to Carson Wentz, he is the captain, he is the leader of the ship, We got to start coordinating this thing and getting this thing right so Carson Wentz can properly do what he has to do. We need to put the pieces around Carson Wentz so we can get him as successful. Because one thing I do know is this. Once you get the first one, now it's about the hunt for the second. Nick Foles did this. Nick Foles is the reason why I'm wearing this hat with this logo on it, man. Do you not understand how proud I am of Nick Foles? And he absolutely did deserve this opportunity to go out there, cast his ride out, and see what was available for him. He deserved to do it this way. Although from a business standpoint, we looked at it and see what can we gain from somebody who's needed. I hope he gets a big payday. He earned it. He deserved it. I hope he gets everything he's looking for wherever he goes. You know, thank you, Nick Foles, for everything you've done for us. But we got to move on. I wish you much success, and I believe you will be successful. But it's another guy I believe in, too, number 11. I believe number 11 has learned a lot. I believe number 11 has dreaded the day that he can't learn from Nick Foles anymore. Shame on the league for putting Nick Foles on the Kansas City Chiefs bench like he's some type of lost relic. Shame on the Rams for not coaching this guy properly, because you see what the right coaching could do for anybody. Much praise to the guys that treat him right and put the game in his hands, because Nick Foles is a winner. Nick Foles is a winner. It's not about who we going to get a big name free agency. It's about can we coach these guys up and get them to the level of winning. I know we're hearing all the stuff about the Le'Veon Bells. We're hearing about the Ross from Cincinnati. We're hearing about a lot of stuff right now. But do they really embody, do they really fit the mold of a Philadelphia Eagle? No. 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 I can't say no, but I say we'll never know. We'll never know what these guys embody until it's time for them to step on the field and show us what they're made of. We're all about getting talent that embodies the cloth and the very fabric of the city that we cheer for. And Nick Foles did that. Nick Foles did that. So will Nick Foles be as good as he was anywhere else as he is? As good as he will he be great anywhere else like he was with us? Will he? The world may never know. But we know what we need. We know the characteristics of somebody who can achieve Nick Foles type of achievements. We know what to look for now. We're no longer blind to winning. We're no longer blind to winning. And once you win and once you're successful, you lose coaches. You lose good players. But the drive must go on. The hunt must continue. So congratulations to Nick Foles. Am I upset? No. No. But the Carson Wentz era has officially begun.